Dr. Andy Patat Singh, acting PAHO WHO representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, and he is also the Health System Service Advisor for PAHO. Dr. Tarlene Malcolm, Advisor for Non-Communicable Diseases and Mental Health, PAHO, and other advisors and staff at the head office in Barbados. Mr. Curtis Martin, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts. Ms. Shalisa Martin Clark, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, ETAL, Nevis, and others, Assistant Secretaries in the Nevis Administration. Ms. Anique Wilson, Country Program Specialist for St. Kitts and Nevis, PAHO. Nurse Nikisha Hazel. Yes. Deputy Coordinator, Community Nursing Services, St. Kitts. Other senior officers and technical officers in the Ministries of Health in both St. Kitts and Nevis. Our valued partners in the Ministries of Health. Specially invited guests from the health centers in St. Kitts and Nevis. Members of the media. Welcome to everyone to this specially dedicated live cooking demonstration. I am Nadine Carty, Health Promotion Coordinator for the Ministry of Health, Nevis. It is my pleasure today to chair today's brief but very significant ceremony. As we gather here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we proudly stand in solidarity with the global community to observe World Hypertension Day. This is marked annually on May 17th. World Hypertension Day serves as a vital reminder to increase awareness about hypertension, prevention, early detection, and management. Hypertension, or high blood pressure, stands as a leading contributor to health disease and is a prevalent health challenge affecting over a billion individuals globally, which leads to premature mortality. With that said, I would like to welcome from our online audience, Dr. Andy Patat Singh, who is the acting PWR, to give some remarks. Excuse me, one moment.
What's happening?
We are still experiencing, well, St. Kitts site is still experiencing some technical difficulties.
Thanks.
music. So I don't know if anyone from the site could just let us know if they're able to hear us so that we could get started.
A pleasant good morning to all. Please rise. please rise as we welcome Ms. Sherian Weaver to lead us in a word of prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Let's bow our heads for prayer, please. Heavenly Father, thank you, dear God, for allowing us to see a new day. Thank you for your blessings. And thank you for wisdom, for giving ideas for this program, this cooking demonstration for World Hypertension Day. And as we get into this program, we invite your presence and your Holy Spirit. We know that you want us to prosper and be in good health. And so we ask that you may continue to give us innovative ideas so that we can be more productive about our health and our well-being. Be with all the proceedings. In your name I pray, and for your name's sake. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Weaver. You may be seated. Dr. Andy Patat Singh, acting PAHO WHO representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean and Health System Services Advisor, PAHO. Dr. Taraline Malcolm, advisor for non-communicable diseases and mental health, PAHO, and other advisors and staff at the head office in Barbados. Mr. Curtis Martin, acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts. Ms. Shalisa Martin Clark, permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, et al., Nevis. Ms. Anique Wilson, country program specialist for St. Kitts and Nevis, PAHO. Dr. Judy Nisbet and Dr. Tivon Brown, medical officers. Nurse Deslyn Tyson White, coordinator of community nursing services, Nevis, and Nurse Nikesha Hazel, deputy coordinator for community nursing services in St. Kitts. Other senior officers and technical officers within the Ministries of Health in St. Kitts and Nevis, our valued partners of the Ministries of Health, specially invited guests from the health centers in St. Kitts and Nevis, members of the media, our online audience. Welcome, everyone, to this special live cooking demonstration. I am Nadine Carty, Health Promotion Coordinator for the Ministry of Health in Nevis. It's my pleasure to chair today's brief but significant opening ceremony. As we gather here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we proudly stand in solidarity with the global community to observe World Hypertension Day, marked annually on May 17th. World Hypertension Day serves as a vital reminder to increase awareness about hypertension prevention, early detection, and management. With that said, I would like to open up for some remarks that will be delivered by Dr. Andy Padat Singh, who is the acting PWR.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Morning again. I really do hope that you can hear us. A raised hand for those online, at least. Yes, Nicole. Thank you so much, Nicole. I wish that the colleagues in Nevis were hearing us. At least I'm hoping that is happening. But I want to say thank you very, very much. Good morning to all. Permanent Secretary, Mr. Curtis Martin. Permanent Secretary for Nevis, Ms. Shalisha Martin Clark, senior members from the Ministry of Health in Nevis, Ministry of Health, St. Kitts, other members from the Ministry of Health, other healthcare workers, health colleagues who are joining us from other countries, those online, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow advocates for health. It's a pleasure to be here. I have a little bit of an envy in the sense that you all are there in beautiful Nevis, and not that Barbados is not beautiful, but you are there in Nevis, and as the song goes, Nevis nice. I want to thank one of my colleagues, Nicole, who is with us online, for sharing that song with me some years ago, Nevis nice, and so I envy you being there in Nevis. Today, I feel like we're at a frontier. We're bringing together two of my favorite things, and allow me to personalize this. One, serving our member states and our people. And two, eating. I absolutely love to eat, and today takes us to eating hearts healthy. We are all aware of the burden of heart disease. I don't think that's a stranger to any of us. In the Americas, cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death. And within there, high blood pressure or hypertension is responsible for more than 50% of the cardiovascular disease-related fatalities. That's huge. 1 out of every 2 heart disease-related deaths is because of hypertension. So it's a leading risk factor for heart disease, for stroke, for kidney failure, significantly impacting the quality of life. So it's not just about the disease, right? It's about the quality of life that we have. And how we as healthcare workers, how you as families, as communities respond to that. Unfortunately, in our region, more than 1 out of every 4 women and 4 out of every 10 adult men suffer from hypertension. So if you put that into perspective, for those of us who are there meeting, and even in this room with a small group of us, we can see the faces of hypertension. And that makes the diagnosis, knowing, identifying the disease, the treatment, the management, including what we planned for today, the nutritional component of it, and the control, it makes that critical. But unfortunately, just as we have these large numbers, the diagnosis, the treatment, the control is not where we like it to be. It's suboptimal. You may have heard about hypertension being referred to as a silent killer. And alarmingly, about half of those who actually have the disease are not aware that they have the disease. That is how silent it is. And that in itself emphasizes the critical need for increased awareness, regular screening, and effective management. Again, that's why we're here, for one aspect of that management, the nutritional component, how we eat. And it's for this that the PAHO Hearts Initiative sets out to address this critical health issue. Hearts, Hearts, all in capital letters, because it's that bold and it's that relevant, focuses on improving the quality of primary care, that care that we get at that first level where you first interact with a healthcare worker. And a healthcare worker is not just a nurse or a physician, right? It's a pharmacist that you go to in your private pharmacy. It's when you go and you see a nutritionist, a dietitian. It's even those of us who volunteer to serve in the health sector. So Hearts focuses on improving the quality of care at that first level, and is being implemented in over 3,000 health facilities in 33 countries. That's huge. St. Kitts and Nevis is one of those countries. And this celebration today is a milestone, right? Is a landmark in that journey of being hearts healthy. Accurate blood pressure measurement is key for effective diagnosis, prevention, and control of hypertension. We know that. We encourage the use of clinically validated devices, automated devices, adherence to correct measurement protocols, and proper patient preparation. So Hearts is a complex of all of these. They are accurate, they're necessary to get those readings and to guide the appropriate interventions. Today, we are focusing on one of those most powerful tools in our fight against hypertension, nutrition, how we eat, what we eat. A balanced diet, rich in fruits, and again, you've heard this, right? You've heard these words. We all know the words diet, and we equate it with rich in fruits and vegetables and whole grains, and low in sodium. But the emphasis on low in sodium is really equally important. So when you hear next, the talk of what is a balanced diet, and you talk about fruits and vegetables, bring the sodium in too, because that's also why we're here. We're here to look at how we can prepare a meal that is heart healthy, that is healthy for our heart, that is low in sodium, and that gives the kind of health that we're looking for our lifetime. So through this live demonstration, we aim to provide you with a delicious, practical, and heart-healthy culinary ideas that you can incorporate into your daily lives. Remember, though, it is really important to remember this, that the fight against hypertension, this silent killer, requires a collective effort. By making informed choices and advocating for healthy lifestyles, we can make that significant difference. Because I may be the one who cooks for me. You may be the one who cooks for a family. By you finding, identifying, connecting with these ideas, embracing a low sodium in your diet, you are improving the health of others that you prepare those meals for. So you can make that significant difference in our lives, in the lives of families and our communities, because you spread that message. Or, you prepared this delicious meal from this idea and you share it with your friends and they're like, girl, that thing tastes real good. What items you had? What is your recipe? And then you have an opportunity now in that to share that and spread that message. So it has been my sincere pleasure to have shared these remarks on behalf of Dr. Amalia Del Riego, the PAHO Deputy Representative for Barbados. And you see that we have a little one with us. That's all part of sharing the message, right? So it's been my sincere pleasure to have shared these remarks on behalf of Dr. Amalia Del Riego, the PAHO Deputy Representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries. Due to other commitments, Dr. Del Riego was unable to be here today, but she sent her apologies and her best wishes and her congratulations to the St. Kitts and Nevis for the advances that they've made in terms of being hearts healthy. We at PAHO pleased to collaborate with the Ministry of Health in Kitts and Nevis on hosting this event in recognition of World Hypertension Day under the theme, Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer. Because that's at the heart of all what we want to do. Not so much mention of hearts, but it tells you how important the heart is, how important hearts is, and how it's important to connect hearts to the heart. As we gather here today, we're not only raising awareness and promoting hypertension prevention, detection, control, but we're demonstrating practicality in the way we live our lives as individuals and what we take to our families and to our future. So thank you very much for joining with us today. Let us take this opportunity to learn, to engage, to inspire each other towards a healthier, hypertension-free future. Enjoy this demonstration, and let's make every meal a step towards a better heart health. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your words and the words of encouragement and for congratulating us here in St. Kitts and Nevis as we continue to work to make sure we have a healthy community. I will like to welcome Acting Permanent Secretary, Mr. Curtis Martin, to give some brief remarks as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. There is a saying that there is no failure like success. There's a saying that there is no failure like success. In other words, what worked before may not work again. And I have just been near 2 weeks in the job, and my first observation is that the organization of the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, they are clearly one of the strongest advocates for Caribbean people in health and health matters. Almost every serious conversation I've had with respect to leadership, the way forward, the name PAHO and WHO actually come up. And so that is important to me. I want to adopt the protocol that has been established. Of course, I want to recognize the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nevis, Ms. Shalissa Martin-Clark. I also want to just add, in addition to those who are mentioned, that we have the chef on board, Mr. Michael Henville. Let's give him a round of applause, please. He is, in fact, the man of the hour. See that smile he has? That means he's going to give us very good food. So today, we gather to observe World Hypertension Day. Under the theme, measure your blood pressure accurately, control it, live longer. As we celebrate World Hypertension Day, we underscore the vital importance of understanding and managing our blood pressure. World Hypertension Day was established in May 2005. This day has steadily grown into a global observance that highlights the silent, pervasive threat of high blood pressure, a condition that significantly contributes to the burden of heart disease, stroke, and even death worldwide. It is also known as a silent killer, as it can go undetected for long periods of time and can lead to death. Hence, testing is the only way to know if you have the condition. Globally, hypertension affects more than 1 billion people, a staggering statistic that underscores its status as one of the most significant public health challenges affecting mankind. The World Health Organization estimates that hypertension contributes to 9.4 million deaths annually, primarily due to heart diseases and strokes. St. Kitts and Nevis is no exception. Data depicts that 6% of total deaths between 2017 to 2021 were attributed to hypertension. It represents 17.4% of the total deaths due to cardiovascular diseases. Related to morbidity of hypertension, the prevalence rate per 1,000 increased since 2020 to 2022 as follows. In 2020, it was 38.2 per 1,000 population. In 2021, it was 43.9 per 1,000 population. And in 2022, it rose to 48.72 per 1,000 population, thus contributing to the mortality and morbidity profile in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. In the provision of education, we not only targeted the prevention of high blood pressure by knowing your numbers through testing, but also controlling and preventing complications through encouraging treatments and compliance to those treatments. Hence, exercise, adequate exercise, and treatment compliance is of vital importance in the management of this condition. In St. Kitts and Nevis, we strive to make this global health issue through the commendable support of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the World Health Organization. Through its technical cooperation, support initiatives, our community has seen significant enhancements in the management and control of blood pressure. Key among these initiatives has been the training provided under the HEARTS program, a strategic, comprehensive approach to cardiovascular disease management in primary health care. Moreover, the provision of validated blood pressure machines have been critical. These devices ensure accurate measurement, which is the first step in managing hypertension effectively. Accurate data not only guides proper treatment, but also aids in better patient outcomes. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis, and by extension, the ministries of health, are committed to continuing the battle against hypertension. Data from our local health services indicate that we are making progress, yet continuous effort is needed. Recognizing this, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has been proactive in allocating a substantial budget towards healthcare, specifically targeting the provision of medications and medical support for those affected by hypertension. This allocation not only aids in treatment, but also ensures that all segments of our population have access to necessary health services, thus promoting longer and healthier lives. I hereby commit to the Pan American Health Organization our government's support in the full rollout of the HEARTS program in St. Kitts and Nevis in the coming months with the support of our communities. I also take this opportunity to commend all healthcare workers, not just in St. Kitts and Nevis, but across the entire region, for their support and commitment towards the care of patients and clients. I salute you for your work. I encourage you not only to give up the fight, it is not insurmountable. Keep faith. St. Kitts and Nevis' presentation today will be focusing on the preparation of a healthy, low-sodium diet that's healthy and nutritious. Do enjoy and please try it. You will surely love it. In conclusion, as we mark World Hypertension Day, let us reaffirm our commitment to control and manage hypertension. Let's encourage our communities to measure their blood pressure accurately, control it, live longer. Together through sustained efforts, local and international, regional, local and international collaboration, we can achieve a significant reduction in health burdens associated with hypertension. Today, we also thank the private sector for their support of this event, specifically Farm Care Limited, as they gave us some pill boxes to distribute, which will help in the treatment and compliance. And two clients today will also receive 2 donated blood pressure machines. Let's give Farm Care a big round of applause, please. Do have a healthy World Hypertension Day. Check your numbers. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Martin. Oh, we have 2 Martins. Okay, great. And thank you for the commitment towards, battling non-communicable diseases and our hearts that we're starting. So without further ado, I'll welcome our Permanent Secretary of Health, Ms. Shalisa Martin-Clark, who would bring remarks on behalf of Honorable Janelle Nisbet, who is the Minister of Health, Gender Affairs, and Social Empowerment here in the Nevis Island Administration. Let us welcome Ms. Shalisa Martin-Clark.
Good morning, everyone. All protocol adopted. Please permit me to adopt the protocol that was already established. I would also like to extend apologies on behalf of Honorable Minister Janelle Nisbet, who unfortunately cannot be with us today. Hypertension is known as the silent killer. I'm sure you would have heard that 2 times already for the morning, and is one of St. Kitts and Nevis' leading cause of morbidity and mortality. At the end of December 2023, there were 523 hypertensive patients unregistered at our health centers in Nevis. World Hypertension Day seeks to raise awareness of this silent killer. And this year's theme, Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer, serves as a vital reminder of the importance of managing blood pressure for overall health and longevity. The theme underscores the critical role of accurately monitoring and effective control in preventing hypertension-related complications such as strokes and cardiovascular accidents. By promoting awareness and encouraging proactive measures such as regular checkups, healthy lifestyle choices, and adherence to treatment plans, this day aims to empower individuals to take charge of their cardiovascular health and ultimately lead longer, healthier lives. The Ministry of Health in 2019, with technical assistance from the Pan American Health Organization, embarked on a project that implemented the educational and promotional aspect of the Shake technical package. This package provided strategies aimed at reducing population salt intake. The project, dubbed Shake the Salt Habit, included educational sessions, a quiz competition among primary schools, cooking demonstrations, engagement with food service providers, and culminated in 2022 with the Pinch, Don't Pour campaign. We are now eagerly anticipating the rollout of the HEARTS pilot project in 6 of the health centers in the Federation, 2 in Nevis and 4 in St. Kitts. HEARTS is an integrated approach to the management of non-communicable diseases, NCDs, such as hypertension in the primary care setting. Dr. Singh would have spoke about that earlier. This activity here this morning, that is this virtual cooking demo, underscores the importance of a healthy, balanced diet to our overall health and well-being. We are familiar with the old adage, we are what you eat, or you are what you eat. So I continue to encourage each and every one of us to be mindful of what we eat by adopting a few new food habits, such as lowering your salt intake, watching portion sizes, and counting calories. We may be in a better position to lower our blood pressure and reduce the medication needed for control. Let us all play our part in reducing the impact of NCDs such as hypertension in our population. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shalisa Martin-Clark, and I thank you again, as the PS before you, for your commitment to the HEARTS program, not just the pilot, but the actual program after that. So, the fund and the resources needed, we thank you in advance. Thank you. So, we're about to get into the portion that we've been waiting for all morning long, and we do apologize for the technical difficulties we endured before, but we thank you for your patience. Okay, so today, we are not just going to talk about healthy living. You heard that in all the speeches. We are going to bring to life the art of cooking healthy meals. And so, before I dive into this culinary adventure that we have here for you, allow me to introduce our esteemed chef and our moderators who will guide us through this flavorful journey. Chef Michael Henville. Chef Michael Henville studied at the Culinary Institute of America in New York. Chef Henville brings over 2 decades of culinary expertise in his role as an executive chef, both in the US and Nevis. He has dedicated the last 8 years to enhancing the school meals program here on Nevis. Beyond the kitchen, Chef Henville is passionate about giving back. He's leading the Caribbean Foundation for Children, a family-run nonprofit organization. He's also passionate about acting once given the chance, and here he is today, not acting, but he looks good on camera, I might add. Our moderators at the head, Dr. Hadissa Willett Sargent, who is our metabolic disease program coordinator here at Nevis, and Ms. Latoya Duncan Matthew, our nutrition surveillance coordinator, St. Kitts Ministry of Health. Thank you, ladies, for doing this. So now let us embark on this culinary quest to discover how delicious choices can lead to healthier hearts. Let's get cooking.
Thank you very much, Nadine. Now, other than acting, which we are hoping that we might get to see Michael do today, we are extremely happy to have him here with us, because Michael is an extremely busy person. So, Michael, what are you making for us today?
Well, I'm making... Oh, I have a mic. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm making two different dishes. First one is going to be a warm seafood and chickpea salad. The seafood we're using is grouper, okay? I know on the recipe cards they mentioned salmon, but I picked grouper today. And you can choose grouper, you can choose salmon, you can choose shrimp if you wanted to, you can use chicken breast. So it's very versatile. Both of these recipes you guys have here, very versatile. There's a lot of things that you can change, things you can omit, things you can even add more to make it more healthy and more flavorful for you. But today we're going to keep it nice and simple, and I'm going to start with the seafood or grouper salad, okay? So what I have is, I think getting some feedback. I have in here some chickpeas and black beans, and this is my grouper over here. Now the grouper was simply seasoned with a little salt and pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and that's it. Okay. Keep it very simple. Oh, and a little bit of cumin as well. A little bit of cumin.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. I know Michael said a little salt, a little pepper.
A little bit.
So when we think about salt, a little salt as relates to your diet, now that is one of the first ways in which persons want to look at controlling their hypertension. The amount of salt that you put in your diet, the amount of salt you consume, as well as reducing your risk of getting hypertension. Now, daily, it's recommended that person only consume 1 teaspoon of salt. So a teaspoon, now, Michael do not have any teaspoons here, but this is a tablespoon. A teaspoon is much smaller than this. And we are not speaking about a teaspoon in every dish you have daily. We are speaking about a teaspoon overly. So as Michael continues to prepare his dish, which we'll be doing some diving with him, as relates to fish, which also can reduce your risk of hypertension, and vegetables, of course. And when it comes to foods that can lower your hypertension rate, your blood pressure levels, naturally, you have the beans, whether it is pink beans, red beans, all of the legumes that fall within that category. We'll know this session is not all about eating, though, because I know everybody is excited to taste what Michael is cooking. So during this period, we'll ask Dr. Willett to now give us some brief information on what is hypertension and what your numbers should look like.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You guys have been hearing a lot about hypertension, but I don't want to just be talking at you. I want you guys, let's talk together, okay? You tell me what is hypertension. What do you think hypertension is? Anyone know the speaker at once? Pressure. Good. Pressure. What kind of pressure though? Just any pressure? High blood pressure. That's what hypertension is. High blood pressure. The force exerted on your arteries by your blood. It's too strong, it's so hard, it can weaken those blood vessels. It can weaken those blood vessels and cause a whole host of problems. And there are many risk factors. So some of which would be being overweight, smoking, drinking too much, not being active. Any more? You guys think of? Tell me. And not having enough exercise. Oh, that's a good. Not having enough rest. I tell people very often we don't rest enough. All right, we need to have good quality uninterrupted sleep. We need to drink more water and reduce our stresses. Reduce your stress. I remember hearing some time ago, stress causes everything except AIDS. And that is very... Okay, somebody texting you very risky things. There you go. So we need to reduce our stresses as well. And we just talk about the risk factors. So we need to eat better and exercise. We need to stop neglecting our exercise. Sleep well, drink more, eat better, and exercise. Do I see our exercise specialists in the audience? You do. You wanna come and give us a few exercises that that people can do. Come on. We'll welcome Ms. Michelle Sutton, our exercise specialist here in She'll just give us some brief, exercise regimen that you can do on your leisure time, your time that you're just there. We'll hand it over to Michelle.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
When we think about exercise, just don't think about what you do for your dedicated exercise if those of us in here go to the gym often. We have to think about exercise, what you do regularly throughout the day. Many of us, when we're at work, are we thinking about exercise?
Nope.
Okay, when we're at home, are we thinking about exercise? When you're sitting at the TV or watching, streaming Netflix, are you thinking about exercise? So that's a Why do we need to exercise? Muscle plays a role in your blood circulation. Your muscles, actually one of the functions of your muscle is blood circulation. So hypertension is related to the pressure on the blood going through your body, and that's the vessels, and that is the blood is flowing through the vessels. That means we have to take care of those vessels, right? So taking care of those vessels is through muscular activity. So we're going to do some quick little simple tips that we could do throughout the day. If I don't get any music, we just could do it with the music in our head. Or someone to the back in a nice shirt could start singing for us. Okay? All right, so let's stand up. And it's very simple. This is age appropriate, gender appropriate, clothing appropriate. Because again, we want to think about exercise you could do throughout the day and not be thinking about, oh, I got to put on my extra bra, if you're very well endowed like me. Clothing, running shoes, and so forth. I have a question to the back. All right, so we'll start off with a simple marching. So about 30 seconds, ready? Let's go. And just simple marching. Okay. If you want to lift it up a little higher, bring up your knees, swing those arms. Okay, our lower body, most of our major muscles are in your lower body. Your largest muscle in your lower body is your glutes, which is your bum. Your hamstrings, to the back of your legs, and your quadriceps. So that's why, again, walking is always highly recommended. And also in the day, it's going to get the blood flowing. You already can feel it flowing? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop for a second. The next move we're going to do is hold on to the front of your chair for balance. The back of the chair. We're just going to do some simple side raises. So here, remember I said the glutes? So this is one of the exercises you could do to improve your glutes. And you want to go till you feel a nice burn. That burn is that muscle working. Keep your core strong as well. So make sure you're standing up. Okay, you feeling it? Yes? Okay, let's do it for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, shake it out a bit. And just going to bounce it out. Do the right side, and you're going to do our left side now. Or my right side and your left. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2. Feeling it? And you're going to feel a little bit more on this side because remember, when you're doing the other side, that leg was helping support. So your muscles are working in standing. Muscles are very important for your posture. Okay? So you see how many things are as simple as it may be? We're not thinking about exercising in the gym all the time. All right? We're done. I get carried away. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your session.
Thank you to our exercise specialists. I know I put you on the spot there a bit. But it's very good to get up and moving. We've been sitting all morning, so, we needed some, blood pumping. Okay, let's take it back over to our chef. He looks like he may have been finished. You should be able those on the live, you should smell this.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit more of how all the ingredients and everything that I put it together. So this This is a seafood or fish salad, chickpea salad. And the thing that I like about this one is that you can serve it either warm or you can serve it cold. And you could serve it cold, meaning how this is a warm version where I halfway cooked the bell peppers and the tomatoes, where if you want it cold, you don't have to do that at all. I prefer it cold, where I'm not cooking any, so I'm eating all the tomatoes and all the bell peppers raw. And that's just how I prefer it. But this one is served a little warm. Also, what I've, again, personal choice for me, I like to add maybe some scallions or some red onions or some chili flakes, so it's gives you a little bit of a heat to it. I like spicy things. So again, I leave it up to you guys. Read over the recipe card, and you can feel free to add so many other ingredients to make it your own. Okay. You could also sprinkle in a little. Try sprinkling a little curry powder in there. You could sprinkle in maybe some more cumin if you like cumin. Things like I said, curry powder. You can put in. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. And now, so for those of you who already have your plate, if you look at your plate, what does it look like? Pretty, the rainbow.
And it's pretty.
So when you are looking at eating, choosing food items, your plate is actually supposed to be pretty. Now, what do you want? And when I say pretty, I'm speaking about pretty with fruits, vegetables. Sorry, what else did you say? Salmons. Michael.
Yes.
Somebody preferred salmon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yes, in order to ensure that you get nutrients that is needed from the different food groups, it's important to have variety. And when we say variety, we also want to look at colors. Now, our previous country, PAHO country specialist, Miss Katrina Smith, now she loves to be in the kitchen. I know that she's enjoying this because I hope that she's watching. And for those of you who are familiar with her dress style, Katrina, these boots are for you. Just so you know. So ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to get a little bit of feedback from the audience about it. So first we are going to go to Dr. Tivan Brown, and he'll give you a little bit, you'll get to hear from him a little bit earlier in the session. Tell us what you think about the recipe chosen today, taste, texture, whatever appeals to you or do not appeal to you.
I think it's really delicious and refreshing at the same time. The vegetables really kind of, they come out to me. And the fish isn't overpowering.
Awesome. So like Dr. Brown have been watching a little bit of Chop. That's a definite. Thank you very much, Dr. Brown. Now let's take it from a lady, one of the ladies in the room. Now, what do you think about what you're eating today?
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all, Michael.
Not bad, okay.
Is that a compliment you want to accept or you want to hear some more?
I like that. I'll take that.
It's really good.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay,
I'm glad.
Approve. Chef Michael, approve. So yes, now when persons are diagnosed with hypertension, usually there is a diet approach that most doctors like to use known as DASH. And DASH is the dietary approach to stop hypertension. It includes 4 major areas. You want to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables. Now, regardless of what persons say about nutrition, there are certain things that don't change. Consuming as much vegetables, especially half your plate should be vegetables. And of course, try to get your 5 servings of fruit, 3 to 5 servings of fruits a day if possible. You also want to look at sodium. Now, there's always a lot of debate about sodium and salt, whether or not it is the same thing. As a matter of fact, it's not the same thing. Okay, sodium and salt is not the same thing.
And I know y'all see this big salt container here on the table. And I know y'all haven't seen me pick it up once. But the food still tastes good, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So we really want to big up Chef Michael for him doing a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous job. Okay? Any recommendations? Anybody ready to go home and try this recipe? Definitely. So we have quite a few persons who are willing to try it now. So now I'll now turn back over to my co-host Dr. Willett.
All right. See, I'm here. I was told. Chef Michael.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
How exactly did you put this thing together?
Well, this recipe here was, it's something that I've used in the past, but with different beans. So you could actually add more. Remember in the beginning I said you can add more to this, you can take away from it. This one here, it has the chickpeas in it and the black beans, but you could actually add more beans if you like to. Yeah, this is right from the can. This is right from the can. I mean, if you have the time, of course, you can buy them raw and cook them yourself, for sure. But in the sake of time, this is right out of the can.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you, Chef Michael.
Yes.
I see two of my colleagues in the audience. I see the Farmer Mom MOH, and I see our DMO here. I know you will be seeing a lot of men. A lot of men will be coming to you. Tell me about some of your experiences you've had with some of these men. What the issues they've been having and what you prescribe.
Okay. Usually we see some men coming in. Unfortunately, today they're not in the audience. We're unevenly represented, but we're going to go forward with it still. So usually the top concern men have when they come and they have hypertension, and we kind of have to recommend putting them on medication, is impotence. A lot of men have the thought that once they take hypertensive medication, they'll somehow develop impotence. But I want to say today that that's not true. Most of the medication we use for hypertension does not cause impotence. There's one medication in particular, but it's not a common one. And what we use normally here is things like lisinopril, amlodipine, things that are safe for use.
All right, thank you. And right behind you, we were just hearing about some of the concerns that men are having. Yes, I know you'll be letting us know some of the things they can do to help with those issues.
I got another 5 and then I'm done.
You're gonna let us know?
5 more.
Come on.
Okay. So I think I definitely want to do this introduction.
Okay, go ahead.
Be prepared. Get ready. I am pleased to introduce to not only our fabulous audience here in face-to-face, but also our online audience, Mrs. Lucy Pemberton Vaughan, who is a sex educator within the Health Promotion Unit at the Ministry of Health. Sorry, she keeps telling me sex educator, so only she can advise me. So now, Mrs. Vaughan, the mic is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up and get ready for the ride. Drive with me to a nursing home. And there is a client who approached that nurse who has both hypertension and Alzheimer's. And he said, "Nurse, my private part is dead." And the nurse spent half of the morning trying to reassure him. But 3 days after, he came out, butt naked. So the nurse said, "What's happening?" He said, "I told you my private part is dead. Today is a viewing." Well, today we are not viewing. We have come to resurrect hope. Is that so? Yes, and hopefully life somewhere even down there. Today we are going to let it all hang out. Yes, all of the 9 inches of, the whole 9 yards. Now, it's no secret that hypertension can cause ED, erectile dysfunction. It is the inability to obtain and or sustain an erection for sex to happen. And this is caused by the hardening of the arteries, impeding adequate blood flow, and sometimes in an attempt to maintain our blood pressure, some of the medication can do so. But today we want to tell our men that you are worth more than your sexual prowess. Is that true? Yes. Yes, you might have given the society some unreasonable expectations, but we see you as a whole, the sum total. So if you are thinking about ditching your meds, we simply want to say, don't be silly. You are more than you are willing. We value you. Our men, we value you. Without you, what would we do? You are our protector. Is that true? Yes. Yes, you're our provider. Yes. You're our comforter. You're our booster and our boopser. Yes? So please take care of you. And before I go any further, give our men a round of applause. Now I have some ladies who are going to help me to do this presentation. No, there is hope. Today we are come to tell our men there is hope. And we are simply saying there is hope in the tongue, with the tongue. If you can't use it, you can tongue it. Ladies, do you believe that? The person with the tick, come forward, please. Give her a hand as she comes. So I am going quickly. If you can't use it, you can tongue it. What do I mean by that? For too long, this subject has been taboo. And today, we want to stop that. So we are encouraging you to talk to your partner first. Communication is key. Let them know what is happening and why it is happening. And we ladies, we are very understanding. Is that true? Yes. Talk to a trusted friend. Talk to a counselor. Talk to your doctor. It may be your meds that can be changed. And sometimes it may not even be your meds. So the tea is also for us to tease it out. Is it something that is happening in your relationship that's causing this problem? What about your stress level? It could be that you are going through andropause. Not menopause for the ladies, but andropause. And they said that the penis is a good predictor of cardiovascular health. It might be a cardiovascular problem. You see why you have to talk about it so that you can get help. Talking is therapeutic and it's a great form of foreplay too. Put your hands together for the tea. Yes, we are going to tongue it out. Today we are saying, use your tongue, man. Or be optimistic. When it comes to sex, the most important 6 inches are the ones between the ears. I caught you, fix your face. Yes. The greatest sex organ is the what? The mind. Anxiety and depression will definitely do you in. Sometimes when we find this happening, we get more anxious. And as we try to engage in sexual activity, we fall short, if you understand what I mean. We have to be optimistic. Tell yourself that better days are coming. No pun intended, but in coming, you might be coming too. Put your hands together for the O. So first we are going to talk about it. We are going to be optimistic. Hey, today we are tonguing it. It's the end. No. Learn to say no. And without hard feelings. So what are we saying no to? We are saying no to alcohol. We are saying no to smoking. We are saying no to stress. For all these have a direct result on erectile dysfunction. So we have to make some lifestyle lifestyle changes. How are we doing with the tongue, ladies? Are you enjoying the tongue, ladies? Very good. Give her a hand. Yes. And so we have done the T-O-N, the G, get help. There are a number of ways that we can get help. Do you know that there are vacuum pumps when you can put one down by the testicles and you can pump it up? We have injections. There are implants. There's something called the shock wave therapy. There's revascularization. You can write them down, go through them, research them, and let your doctors know that you're interested. What about Cialis and Viagra? Note that these are very helpful. Again, talk to your doctor. They are not for patients with cardiovascular problems. And that is why sometimes we hear some men, die in their boots, but they die happy. But we have to know what we are doing. Talk to your doctor. And then, when you are successful and you get that up, don't forget to use a condom. Remember that I work in the National AIDS Secretariat. That G is get help. There are a lot of options out there. Thank you very much. We are tonguing it. The you. The you. We want you to understand your problem, your unique circumstance. It's okay. It's no fault of yours. You first have to understand and accept your condition. When you do that and you can speak freely and relate freely with your partner, then life becomes a lot easier. Understand your condition. Talk about it. Research it. Accept it. Thank you very much. Give her a hand. And finally, where is my PS? Very good. Give him a hand. All of those. Yes. Yes. May I ask you a question? Do you believe in the tongue approach? The tongue approach.
The tongue is the strongest muscle.
You're very good. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Yes, that's my PS. I like that. He said the tongue is the strongest muscle. Now, don't neglect exercise. It not only reduces your blood pressure, and they say more belly fat lowers testosterone level, and overweight can cause or worsen erectile dysfunction. Yes, but you're looking good, Piers. And the final E, when all is said and done, sometimes you just have to eat it. No, not that. Sorry. I mean eat for it. Sometimes, don't go. Sometimes you have to eat for it. Now, there are some penile friendly foods. Remember I told you that this is sometimes a taboo subject and we are getting real. Okay? So some good foods for penile health: spinach, tomatoes, avocados, apples. Sometimes you got to spice it up. Chili peppers. Man, you don't have to look here because you look like you are right. Carrots, oats, and garlic. All of these are essential for penile health. Thank you so much. Give him a hand. And I particularly gave him that because as a nurse, as a health educator with a nursing background, I could look at his mouth and see he likes to eat. Okay? Eat food from over there, Toya. So look on the brighter side. ED does have some benefits though. It helps you to reevaluate your relationships. It gives you a chance to make it stronger. And pick your battles, young men. If you know that this is a problem, then you can choose a woman like me in menopause, where I may not want so much. of the hard stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, very good. It gives you a chance to get some creative ways of spicing up your love life. And we ladies, it's not only the penetration we want. We would like a massage. Man, say yes now, so the men could hear you. A little stimulation. We like the kissing and the cuddling. But I think what we really like is the orals. Again, use your tongue, the orals. Use your tongue. Don't get carried away. By that I mean the T was for what? Talk openly and honestly about it. O is for what? Be optimistic. N, say no to harmful substances. And the G, get help. What the U was for? Understanding. And E, exercise. And eat it. And eat for it. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to your blood pressure, when it comes to your blood pressure, blood pressure, same thing. We are saying measure it, control it, and even if you can't last longer, at least you will live longer. Blessings.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Vaughn. I think, of all these sessions that we are putting on together, the education sessions, I think that was very well met. However, we cannot forget that we have our online viewers, and we also have the team from the Pan American Health Organization online. I think they might have some questions now. So, questions, comments from our online audience.
Nevis confirm that they can hear us.
Yes, we can.
Thanks, Anik. I could hear your voice in the background. So I was saying that is a hard act to follow, but my comment was actually in reference to what was being spoken about before we went to this last intervention with where Chef mentioned you can use the canned beans. And this is really more for like PS who's present, if you have influence over those who bring in items, there are low sodium options for canned goods. There's low sodium ketchup. If you're the low sodium sources, so that as the colleague before was mentioning the difference between salt and sodium and the distinction between the two. So it is also an opportunity while we're here we're learning about how to prepare an item or items that taste good and low sodium, but to have a dialogue around what else we could do around the no sodium or low sodium options on our grocery shelves. So I just wanted to bring that out use the opportunity to highlight that. But back to you guys. Before we go, one last thing. When Chef was plating, we were all here getting very hungry, and we had another level of envy because it looked really good. And some of us haven't had breakfast as yet, so it looked twice as good for most of us in the room. Over to you, back to you, Nevis.
Thank you very much for that. As a matter of fact, we were actually discussing that earlier. And you help us with our presentation as it relates to some of the alternative foods. Well, not only you, but Mrs. Pemberton Vaughn. She did an awesome job at that also. That's why I just sat down, because I think persons would have preferred listening to her present on that. But yes, as it relates to beans, one of the major things are two areas definitely that you want to try to look at when it comes to beans. You want to read your labels. Mm-hmm. You need to look at your nutritional facts. You want to see that the daily value of sodium, saturated fat, trans fats, all fats, and even sugars, you want to see them less than 20%. Okay, 5% is even better. Okay, so, but once they are less than 20%, they are recommended. Additionally, you would want to, if possible, and that item in the tin can be washed, you can wash it before you prepare it. Mm-hmm. So you can put it in a straining bowl, or whatever item you have, whatever container you have to use to wash it, to wash out some of that excess sodium. And earlier I was about to discuss the difference between salt and sodium, but we never actually got to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So just quickly before we go to the recipes, salt and sodium is actually two different things. Salt is salt. Sodium is salt and chloride. Okay, so yes, there is a difference. So now we have on the screen, we have the warm salmon recipe. We had a switcheroo today as relates to the type of fish, which is just fine. Feel free to make alternative ingredients once they're under the same food group. So within this recipe specifically, as it relates to not only lowering your blood pressure, but also reducing your risk of hypertension, two of the main ingredients, which is the fish, as well as the chickpeas, which is a pulse, what we would call here in St. Kitts and Nevis, ajoy beans. The most popular ones here in St. Kitts and Nevis is red peas, pink peas, and lentils. Now, these have potassium in them. Potassium is one of those nutrients that can help to lower your blood pressure naturally. So other than having to worry about all of the areas in tongue in it, according to Mrs. Van, which look at some of the ways to lower your blood pressure, one of these areas you can actually use foods that are high in potassium. We also have foods that are high in potassium that you can utilize to help to control your blood pressure levels as well as reduce your risk of blood pressure. We have dried foods. You can look at dried foods. You can also have bananas. You can have oranges. There's quite a few of them. Even our famous, one of our power foods, soursop, those are one of the foods you can have. And guess what? It's now avocado season, what we call here in St. Kitts and Nevis, pear. Pear is also one of those food items that you can use to help to lower your blood pressure naturally and reduce your risk. But you also want to remember that even though some of these foods are considered healthy for you, you still have to be careful of how much you eat and how often you eat them. So moderation and portion size is also key. Remember, even though we say avocado is a good fat, and so many persons like to forget the fat part and just say good fat. Okay, if you abuse it, because we tend to abuse food, food is not the enemy. You know, food is something that we use to celebrate. Food is something that we use when we have activities. So we really should be celebrating food more often, but we really don't want to abuse the food we eat. So we need to make healthier choices. We need to prepare foods using healthier options, reducing the amount of salt we put in them. We want to use our local seasonings. And when I say local seasoning, I'm speaking about those things that you go out and you you pull from your garden or you get from your farmer's market, your herbs, your thyme, your peppers, garlic, onions. Those are the seasoning that you want to utilize more in order to bring more flavor out of your food. Okay? So I'm going to pause here now, and we are going to head back over to Michael, because guess what? He's getting ready to whip up a second dish. Okay, and persons here already getting excited. Sorry, guys, online. We'll try to... Miss Wilson, what are we going to do? FedEx some for them? Okay. So Miss Wilson is going to be FedExing you guys some of the food that we are preparing.
No. I think what's best if PAHO just, puts me on the next flight, and I'll go down to wherever you guys are. I'll be happy to bring all my stuff with me and do a demonstration for you guys on there.
You heard it. Over to you now, Michael.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on what Ms. Vaughn said earlier. We have a lot of the ingredients that she did touch on. Specifically, our men here with our penile health. We talked about tomatoes. I have tomatoes. She talked about avocados. I have avocados. You talked about, well, I don't have spinach, but I have mushrooms and all the natural herbs from my garden. I brought some thyme, some basil. So everything is here and everything is working. So fellas, you're going to try some of these, okay? All right, so I hope everyone enjoyed the first dish of the warm salad. Okay, wonderful. Next, we're going to do again, a very easy vegetarian, vegan-free, gluten-free, vegan taco. Okay? So I have corn tortillas here that I'm just going to heat up. You can use, if you want, again, you can use the flour tortillas, but I prefer the corn. I like the flavor that it gives and the texture, and they also come in really nice colors like this one here. This is using the purple or blue corn, I'm sorry. So we have our corn tortillas. I have some lettuce that I'm going to shred. We have some tomatoes and cilantro. We have some avocados, some nice local pears. It is pear season, so that's wonderful. And also, I have a mixture of mushrooms and red onion and thyme. So that's going to be like our base for the taco. And instead of using, I don't have any cheese. We're not using cheese. And as you can see, I haven't touched this salt container all day. But I promise you still it will taste amazing, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to use some hummus. And we know hummus is simply just blended chickpeas with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, seasoning, take a pinch of salt and pepper that I used in here, and a little bit of cumin and a little curry powder. And it's just put and blended, and that's how I made this hummus here, okay? So we're going to use that as our base for the taco. And I'm going to spread it on the taco like that, on the taco shell. Then I'll add in a little bit of our mushroom and onion filling, some of our tomato, some of our avocado, and then lastly some lettuce, shredded lettuce, and a little bit of sour cream. Okay, simple as that. I'm going to pass it over to my assistant here. Thank you very much. And again, guys, with this recipe here, there's a lot of things that you can do, or a lot more things that you can add. If you don't like mushrooms, that's all right. I suggest maybe using another bean, throw in some more beans, very high in protein. And if you don't like, if you're not maybe like a fan of sour cream, if you're dairy intolerant, you can skip the dairy. That's fine.
My question is,
yes.
So the mushroom is the only thing that you actually cooked?
Yes.
So if persons and men are not very good cooks, they could just whip this up without even...
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All women who are not very good cooks.
Try to keep it as simple as possible, you know? As simple and as easy as possible.
Fabulous, Michael. Fabulous. And we will also be providing a recipe to the hummus here that Michael actually made from scratch. So please don't feel bad. Don't get despair. We'll be providing that. And I think just now, in all of my excitement after Mrs. Vaughn, she's really a tough act to follow. I think I need to make some clarification in the difference between sodium and salt. I'm not sure what I said, but I think I said it. Or I think I said it out loud. Okay, so what you need to understand about the difference between salt and sodium chloride. Okay, so sodium is actually on its own. Sodium is what persons would use as the chemical term. So those that we have usually as table salt, what persons tend to use when you tend to add to your parfaits that you usually purchase in the supermarket, or that Michael has here. Uh-huh. Now, remember, Michael have this size because he's a chef. Okay? And he adds a little bit here and there. He don't overdo it. Right, Michael?
That's right. That's
he
right.
He definitely do not overdo it.
And it's very easy to overdo it. Very easy.
Very, very, very easy.
I've seen lots of people cook, and, you know, if you have a dish that has in 4 or 5 ingredients, you tend to season every ingredient. And at the end of the day, it's over salted or over sweetened, and you can't take it out, and you're Okay?
Yes, so you have to be extremely careful with the amount you use. Earlier, when I heard a description from Dr. Brown, so many times, Chat Network is one of those popular networks here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Ever so often, persons will tell me about recipes that I use there. And you always see persons like literally just adding a dash of salt. I think Nevis Health Promotion Unit, they had a campaign recently, and they were speaking about adding a pinch. Am I correct? So yes, adding a pinch of salt. I think we have some questions or comments online. So we'll now go back to our online audience.
It really is apologies from my end. I do need to exit, and as much as this is extremely fun, and it's 12:01, and I have yet to have something to eat, and you all are enjoying that, I want to say thank you very, very much, and say goodbye from us, well, from myself here in the office. We still have persons in the team present here at the office, but just from myself. Pleasure and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Kachina said she approved all of the recipes as well as the booths. Thank you so much. It was truly a pleasure having you guys here virtually. And kindly remember, Chef Michael Henville, if you really want to taste these recipes, he's only a plane ride away.
That's right.
Okay. So yes, in clarifying between table salt and sodium. So table salt is actually the one that is made up of sodium and chloride. Okay, so just that we clarify that. So Michael,
yes,
you want us to tell us a little bit now why you chose some of those recipes for today?
Honestly, it's easy. Cooking shouldn't be that hard. A lot of people overthink cooking, overthink their dishes that they want to prepare. And that's how a lot of dishes just end up failing. No offense to anyone. But it's very easy to be overzealous and confident. But I want to keep these simple so that the average person can try this at home. And I mean, as you can see, really the hardest thing is to just preparing all the little things. You know, if you want to make the taco, then you have to chop the tomatoes and you have to slice the lettuce and, you know, doing all the little things. That's the longest thing that'll take you. But it's very simple to all put together when it's time. And again, healthy. That's what we're striving for today. And I guarantee you that it is.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because so many times when persons think about healthy eating, everybody speak about convenience food, how convenient it is to get certain food, how quick and how accessible certain foods is. But Chef Michael showed us today that in no time at all, you can actually prepare healthy recipes.
Yes.
Okay, and convenience, it depends on what you think about being convenient. For example, if you look at most of these ingredients that Chef Michael have here, most of these can actually be prepared, and you can actually create these recipes if you want to have them for breakfast. You can literally prepare most of them on even a particular day in the week, and you utilize most of them in the morning. So you do not have to get up every morning and chop tomatoes.
Right.
You do not have to get up every morning and chop tomatoes.
Right.
You can literally have them there, and you just put them together, and you have breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, this mushroom onion mixture could stay in your fridge for 3-4 days. Chopped up tomatoes can stay in your fridge 3-4 days. Hummus could stay a good week in your fridge. So you prepare this on Monday, and you can eat different variations of this throughout the week. In the morning, you wake up, you want throw some of the tomatoes in with some of your eggs. Go right ahead. Same thing with the avocado. Okay. So yeah.
So I see our PS, the PS of Health for St. Kitts is here.
Well, I'm not really a lover of tacos, generally, but I think I'm now converted.
All right. All right.
And so there's another point to this. We have to do more community engagement, go out into communities and do demos like these in the various communities so people can change minds. All right, so thank you very much. We're doing an excellent job here.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, P.S. Martin. I think Lucien probably give him a little bit of that up. So he's really, Lucien, he's using his tongue. He talked about it, okay? He talked about it. And in our profession, we do a lot of talking. Right, Dr. Willett? Okay, so we definitely talk about it. So we want persons to know there are so many debates about nutrition and so many different debates about whether or not eating healthy could be expensive, whether or not convenience foods can always be healthy. But here today, Chef Michael showed you can eat healthy conveniently, as in you can prepare them quickly. Okay? Prepare with preparation time, do not have to be a big hassle. You can prepare most of them ahead of time. Alternatively, there are some persons who might not want to have a taco, a vegan taco. They might want to have some animal protein added to their taco. Chef Michael, what else can we add to this?
Easily, we can add this the same fish like we had before in the salad. We can add shrimp. We can add chicken breast. Or I mean, for me, I would even add more. I would add more beans. I love beans. So I would add red beans or black beans. You can also blend up black beans in a food processor so it gets smooth like the hummus, and use it the same way. Yeah.
So feel free. Just remember to keep your ingredients fresh. Okay, keep them fresh. And when I say fresh, I do not necessarily mean you have to cut your tomatoes every day. Right. I just mean that you want to try to use as much local products to prep these food as possible. Well, let me not say local, but natural. Okay? Some persons would probably have that preference where they can literally go outside and pick a tomato, for example, and start chopping. Yeah. However, some of us would have to go to our market persons, and you need to build a relationship with your market persons. Please, people know that. Build a relationship with them. We have quite a few farmers around, know where the stalls are located, know when they are going to have certain ingredients so that you might not have to go all over the place like I have to do on some particular days. It's important to build a relationship with them. In St. Kitts and Nevis, we are fortunate enough where we can get quite a bit of our local produce here from St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, on the screen, we have the veggie taco. And Michael, like Michael indicated, he's using blue corn tacos in this recipe. You can also use whole grain tacos if you wish. So most of these, you can actually get them in any supermarket. Quite a few supermarkets in St. Kitts have tacos available. Most of them are in the frozen section.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to look for those, particularly in the frozen section. Those are the ones that are usually made from most fresh, local, well, let me not say local, but fruits and vegetable mostly as their main ingredient. He have mushrooms, and mushrooms is a great substitute for food from animal products. Mushrooms are easy to cook, and surprisingly, there are some mushrooms that are relatively inexpensive. When I say inexpensive, they do not cost an arm and a leg. You can literally get some mushrooms for under $10 easy dollars that can last you for a full week in some supermarkets. Okay, doctor is laughing at me. Okay. So feel free, plan your shopping list, look to see what you need, and remember, you do not have to always be in a supermarket to get all of your ingredients. Try to build a relationship with your farming persons, with your agricultural persons in St. Kitts and Nevis, so that you would be able to get some produce fresh. Okay, so it's now back up, and this is, remember we spoke earlier about the hummus that Michael had already prepared. Now Michael have a large bowl over there of hummus because Michael loves his beans, like he said earlier. So the ingredients in that hummus is chickpeas, and with hummus you can literally use alternative beans if you wish. You can use red beans, you can use pink beans, you can use any dry beans to start with. Okay, he have freshly squeezed lemon juice, some chopped garlic, a teaspoon of cumin, cayenne pepper, a little virgin oil of extra virgin olive oil, freshly chopped parsley, and paprika. And some of these are optional. It do not necessarily mean that they have to go into yours. Okay, it could be an individual preference. So feel free, where if you don't want to add, for example, the chopped parsley, you don't have to. If you don't want to have the paprika, you don't have to.
Right.
And these ingredients, these recipes would be available to you from the Ministry of Health in St. Kitts and Nevis at the Health Promotion Unit team. Now, we would now turn back over to my co-host, Dr. Willett, who would continue a little bit with high blood pressure and what your numbers should look like. Dr. Willett?
All right, so we're just going to talk about, we usually say in the medical field to know your numbers. All right, I like talking with people. So we're gonna have a conversation again. So you tell me, what do you think the normal blood pressure reading should be? I'm hearing a lot of numbers, but I heard the correct one behind it. Let's hear. 120 over 80, that's exactly it. 120 over 80. Then we have elevated, slightly elevated, which would be anything between below 130 over 80, and then we go into stage 1, over 130 over 80, but under 140. And what we want you guys to remember is if you're measuring your blood pressure at home and you see some high readings, you see 180 over 120, then we're going into hypertensive crisis stages, and we need you to call your medical professional, call the hospital, call the ambulance. We need you to get help, okay? Because we heard quite often that hypertension is a silent killer. The only way you really know what's going on is if you check it. So I need you guys to check your blood pressure. Check it often, check it every day, check it in the morning. And with that said, we have a little giveaway here. We have a Nevis cup and a St. Kitts cup. And we're going to do a draw for the persons in the audience to see who gets their free blood pressure monitor. All right, we're going to have this draw. This is the Nevis draw. Let's see. And the winner is Velma Jones. Velma Jones. Come on down, Velma. You just won. And this is Compliments Farm Care. Yeah. All right, now we're going to have the draw for St. Kitts. Let's see. Brenda Henderson. My God. Brenda.
She left.
Oh, she stepped up. Let's try again. Oh, she's not here. Let's see. See, that's why you need to
You got to be in it to win it. In it to win it.
We have Vanta Jeffers. Vanta, come on down. You're the next winner. Again, this is Compliments Farm Care.
So please be sure, use them, check your blood pressure regularly, know your numbers. It's extremely, extremely important. So, but before we wrap up, we want Mrs. Vance to just run through the acronym she did for us a little earlier. Just give us the acronym, what the T means, what the O means, what the N means.
Okay, so you all help me. Going through menopause, so I might have forgotten. And the T was what? It is no longer taboo. We are going to talk about it. And who are we going to talk to? Our partners, our doctors, our counselors, a trusted friend. Oh, we are going to do what? Be optimistic. All right? Yes. And we are going to say no to what? Harmful substances, no to smoking, no alcohol, no stress. Be too blessed for stress. Where are we? N. That's no. G. Get ready. Get help. And there are lots of options, things that we can do to boost that penile health. Get help. And then you have to understand your condition in order for people to understand you. Do your research. And E, we are going to do what? Exercise. We are going to exercise and we are going to eat. We are going to eat it and eat for it. Very good. All right, so we are going to tongue it.
Thank you very, very much. So now, well, I think everybody look happy. So I think Chef Michael, you did a really awesome job.
Everyone enjoy? Good.
Did an awesome job. So we'll now turn back over to our fabulous chair lady, Nadine Carty, who will now bring our session to a close.
Thank you, LaToya. And thank you, everyone. It was a very fun morning. You kind of roll over into lunchtime, but you have something to keep you going until you get to your real lunch meal. So as we conclude this memorable event, I extend heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the Ministries of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis. But first and foremost, let us raise our hearts in gratitude to God, for without His divine guidance today, this would not have been possible. Let us thank Ms. Sherian Weaver for her prayer that set the tone. And we want to extend thank you to Dr. Andy Patat Singh, Mr. Curtis Martin, PS in the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts, acting, Ms. Shalisa Martin Clark, for their remarks that were delivered this morning. Of course, Chef Michael Henville, kudos for the healthy and delightful culinary presentations here this morning, afternoon now. Our moderators, Dr. Hadassah Willett Sargent and Mrs. LaToya Duncan Matthew, who skillfully moderated this session. We acknowledge the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, for their invaluable collaboration with the Ministries of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis, and of course, the dedicated staff at Health Promotion Unit Nevis and Health Promotion Unit St. Kitts. To our esteemed audience, both here at the MGR Park and those joining online, your presence and engagement have made this event all the more significant. Our sponsor, Farm Care, has generously provided pill boxes, pressure machines with food, and hand sanitizers, for which we are immensely grateful. To the staff and management at the MGR Park, we thank you for allowing us to use this beautiful Caribbean digital display for the audiovisual expertise that helped to message today. Decoration by Miss Diane Hobson that transformed this space. Drone coverage by Lejeune, I pronounce it correctly? Good. Mills, who captured the introductory part of this live demo. Nevis Television and the IT department for the seamless coverage and streaming for today. And in closing, let us remember to control it, live longer. Thank you all once again for being here with us today for World Hypertension Day. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone. And remember, you are what you eat, so eat well. Oh, I'll let Lucine close off with the tongue it. I can't handle that.